Update on a couple of storms that turned a little bit nasty across central and northern Maine. A lot of us enjoying a pretty nice day, but I just want to get you updated on these storms. Obviously, a lot of people out and about on a day like today. The first storm of note is the one moving through Lincoln right now. That's the nastiest cell in the state. It has big hail with it. Reflectivity is high. If you look at it and you look at the radar there, you can see a lot of purple, and within that embedded reds. What that's telling the radar is that we've got big objects in there, right? So it's not looking at rain at this point. Instead, it's looking at probably large hailstones. So we're still waiting to see ground truth-wise what the size of that hail is, but I plan for it to be up to 1 inch in diameter, which is good enough to make it a severe storm and, again, to cause some serious damage. So that's the nastiest cell in the state. We're also keeping an eye on that, making sure there's no rotation. I haven't seen any in the cell so far. And there's not a lot of indicators that would make us think that today is a rotation kind of day, but we'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, whenever a cell gets that nasty, it gets supercellular, you have to keep an eye on that. So there's bat cells, a couple of more cells in the Millinocket area. Those are also hailers. That's going to be our main mode of severe weather today. The atmosphere to the south is different. It's not as primed. It is hot. It is humid. But we don't have any of the forcing that we're seeing across northern and down east Maine. So we might be able to pop up a couple of showers later, and we'll see if we get a thunderstorm through, but we're largely going to be looking at it being just kind of a clear and sticky day. So it's to the north where we've got a little bit more forcing that we're seeing more severe weather. Let me see if there's any storms that we need to keep an eye on. That one, again, towards Lincoln, just checking the reflectivity on that as we speak here, make sure there's no rotation in it. There's a lot of lightning associated with that cell as well. Yeah, Lincoln cell. And it's worth noting that some of the lightning strikes are well above and in front of the rain itself. So this is a classic example of not waiting for it to rain to get out and get inside, because we've got some lightning strikes that are being recorded about 10 miles in advance of the cell itself. It does happen sometimes, but it seems like this cell is prone to putting out those positive lightning strikes ahead of the cell. So keep that in mind and don't wait for it. Again, that cell moving southeast of Lincoln. There is now a little, mid-level at least, rotation in that storm. So keeping that in mind, taking it seriously, you might see a little swirl in that cell as well. So as moving off to the south and east, as far as the areas that it's likely to impact next, it is on the way to the coastline, but it's got a while to go. My guess is that it won't be able to stay intact as it goes towards Machias, for example. The cell behind it out to the south and west of Millinocket, though, that cell is strengthening, not currently severe warned, but I wouldn't be surprised if the National Weather Service decides to box that shortly. It is strengthening rapidly, and it has a little bit of a right-hand movement to it, which is indicative of some pretty good strength with that cell. Check that reflectivity again, the velocity on that cell towards Lincoln. So again, just southeast of Lincoln. And this is the case where you guys can help me out. Just southeast of Lincoln, if you're located around there, if you can see it safely and see if there's any rotation, any movement to that cloud, that is always helpful. At the moment, there is a little mid-level rotation, and again, a lot of lightning associated with that. So that severe thunderstorm warning is valid for another 42 minutes. It probably will not weaken until it gets into the marine layer closer to the immediate coastline. And even that, on a day like today, not much of a sea breeze, pretty juiced up in the atmosphere. It's probably going to be able to keep going a bit until it gets to just right to the coastline. So that's the cell we're keeping an eye on. It's severe. There's another severe cell. I think the one towards Millinocket will also become severe shortly. We will pop back on and update you if needed on any additional storms, and certainly if that storm shows any more rotation, then we'll be back on that as well.